And Emily Mortimer joins me now. We see you there playing Jane Banks. What is it like playing a character that all the kids, Mary Poppins, all of them are just ingrained in our memory? Playing grown-up Jane, did you have to go back to the original to watch Little Jane?
Well, I started off watching Little Jane, who's just so adorable, played brilliantly by Karen Detrice in the original movie. And then I got a bit panicked, so I thought, how can I possibly copy the mannerisms of this little child and try to imagine how they might have changed 30 years later? And in the end, I decided to concentrate more on the parents, who are so beautifully portrayed in the original movie by Glynis Johns and David Tomlinson. And they're these slightly odd, eccentric, absentee parents. And I thought, well, we all turn into our mothers, so I think it's better to focus on thinking about what the child of these grown-up parents would end up growing into was my way in.
Speaking of children, you have two, a 15 and a 16-year-old?
15 and an 8. 15
and an 8, okay. They're fans of the original.
Yes.
What was their reaction when you came home and said, Mama's in Mary Poppins Returns?
Well, do you know what? Slightly nonplussed as they are by anything I tell them about my career. But we were in a bookshop the other day, me and my daughter May in New York, and she saw the book. They've released a book that goes with the film, with a picture of Emily Blunt on the front as Mary Poppins, and she found a photograph of me in there, and I've never seen her more excited about anything that I've ever been part of than this book in Barnes & Noble.
Forget about the movie.
Forget about the movie. She saw a photograph, a very small photograph of me in a book in Barnes & Noble dressed as Jane Banks, and then she was impressed.
And then
so
she was
whatever
impressed.
It takes.
Oh my gosh, it takes so much to impress our kids. My goodness, you're in the film. So many nods and winks to the original in this film, and everyone was chuckling watching this. Did you have any goosebump moments in? Oh,
every single day there was a goosebump moment. I mean, you know, just seeing there are props from the original movie that are there, like in the hallway, which you just saw. There's a hallway table that was in the original movie. The kite in this scene in the attic has my mother's suffragette ribbon on the end of it from the original movie. The little snow globe in the attic is, you know, just so many things. And then another nod to the original movie is the appearance of Dick Van Dyke, who was actually in the original.
A slight large nod.
A big nod. And he comes up, and if you remember, he played the old man in the bank in the original movie, which a lot of people don't know because he was so transformed by hair and makeup that you didn't recognize him. And he plays the old man in the bank's nephew in this version of the film, and he now looks just exactly like he did in his hair and makeup in the original movie in real life.
Take a look at him on the desk.
I know, doing a tap dance on a desk.
Did he blow you away?
Yes.
Because he blew me away watching this.
Oh, it's just when you think you can't be more entertained, along he comes. And I think you can see Emily Blunt and Lin-Manuel Miranda's faces in that still just tell it all. It's just like everybody's just...
He is 92
jaws were
doing
on
this.
The floor, and he got up and did this tap dance and then sat down behind the table and delivered the most impeccable monologue and made everybody cry. And he's now 92, yeah.
Unbelievable. You mentioned Lin-Manuel Miranda. He plays your love interest.
He does.
There was this sweet chemistry between the two.
Yes, well, it was very sweet to be with him. I felt bad because a lot of the time I had to be suspended from a high rope.
And you were afraid of heights.
I'm very scared of heights. I mean, my children will tell you that. I'm terrified of heights.
But you're also terrified a little bit of singing, too, right?
Both singing and heights. And
so let's bring them together.
Bring them together. And then poor Lynn had to hold my hand throughout the last sort of third of the movie because we're all suspended above London and we're in love, supposedly. And I just had constantly very, very sweaty palms. I was known, he called me Mistress Clammy Hands by the end of it.
Well, I sometimes get that. I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
It's a problem.
You held onto the balloon, which is good.
I held onto the balloon for dear life.
Yes. Well, it is lovely. It will not disappoint. Emily Mortimer, thank you for stopping by.
Thank you.
Mary Poppins Returns opens in theaters on December 19th.